What's going on? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Build Series live here in New York City. I'm Kevin Kenny, and you may have first met our guest today as a member of the biggest K-pop girl group of all time, Girls' Generation. She is now a solo artist, releasing amazing music, like the new music video for Teach You, which in just 2 weeks has over 4.5 million views thus far. I feel like I'm looking at some of those views in here right now, some big fans. Please, let's give a warm build welcome to Tiffany Young.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Bill. Thank you for having me. Hi, Kevin. I'm Tiffany Young. For those of you who do know, hi again.
I think they know. I think it's safe to say they know, just judging by that reaction there. But thank you so much for stopping by. What a couple weeks for you. I mean, between everything you did in LA, from I've seen radio interviews, the AMA's red carpet, by the way, where you were the first ever K-pop female artist to walk that carpet. Round of applause for that.
Thank you very much.
So I knew you were going to be on the show today, and this is your first time ever on Build, so I wanted to give you a warm welcome, and I wanted to make you feel comfortable, and I wanted to do something for you that I knew you would enjoy. And I've heard you like gummy bears.
Oh my goodness. Do you like how my face lit up? Thank you so much.
Did you see this? Yeah. So actually, if you don't mind, let's...
Do we get to...
Yeah, here. You want to open that?
Oh my gosh, yes. So this morning, I was debating on bringing gummy bears, and then I didn't have pockets on these on this outfit. So I was like, should I bring gummy bears or should I have M&Ms today? So I have M&Ms in my bag, and I was just having some on the way, but thank you. And now my fans get to have some.
Yeah. So what is the story with the gummy bears?
I mean, I'm big on sweets, and it's just easier to eat, doesn't ruin your makeup, if anybody wants me to be real specific. And yes, I like the red ones, and I eat all the red ones first, and I have like my bandmates always hate me for that.
I didn't know they had different flavors.
Really?
Yeah. Can I have some?
Tell me they're different.
Yeah? Red ones, which ones do we like, guys? Any flavors?
Any flavors you guys like?
Yeah.
The clear ones? Yeah, there's a smoothie, like a secret smoothie with that flavor that I like too. If you know, you know. Thank you. This is giving me a...
Yeah, you've had quite the weekend. We won't get into that, but yeah, you were in Montreal having a good time.
I was sharing what I did over the weekend, and now I have to share it with everyone.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happens when you tell the host before we go live.
All right. Here we go. Is it like an ASMR day where we're just gonna chew on gummy bears the whole interview? But yes, the Teach You press run has been amazing. I am now in New York with you. I mean, it's been a crazy 3 months. It's only been 2 singles and a month since this one has been out. From the H&M campaign to hanging out with my fans in Thailand, Taiwan, Seoul, and then in LA, I see some familiar faces. And here in New York,
you see familiar faces from LA?
Yeah, they came to the H&M event too.
You were in LA, now you're here?
See, I remember.
Just for the H&M event?
Yeah,
wow.
It's amazing. He's like, can you hurry up inside? I have to go get the plane. I have to go catch the plane. I remember, but thank you so much. You're so sweet.
Wow, that's amazing.
But yeah, it's been amazing, and I feel like I'm so blessed to have such amazing fans. Thank you guys for coming out this morning. And I know there are a bunch of fans tuning in Asia. They're like, I think it's like going to start at 1 a.m. So thank you.
You also have fans in the rain you can't really see, but it's pretty incredible.
Okay, yes,
waiting for you out there.
Everybody. But it's been amazing. Like, I'm still pinching myself. I stepped outside of the hotel last night to see the H&M billboard on Times Square. It's unreal. And to do it for this single, I'm so blessed.
Well, what did the past few months feel like? Because you've had such a long and storied career. You've had so many amazing experiences. But has any 3-month period of time over that span compared to what you've experienced in the last 3?
It's definitely new. It's definitely new in the sense that I live in LA now, and that it is being put together piece by piece with me and a bunch of amazing creatives and my management and team over here. It feels like I'm building. So appropriate for here. I'm not trying to be cheesy, but it's amazing. I do feel like I'm building a new story with my fans as well here, coming back home. with all the amazing stuff I did in Korea as well. So
Yeah.
just taking it in moment by moment.
You have to, and it's hard to do. It's an art to itself. But we probably have some casual viewers at home that are new to you and new to your career. But they may hear about K-pop and Girls' Generation and not realize you're actually from California, though, originally born and raised.
I am.
So this move to LA is somewhat of a return to your roots, and it's a crazy story because at 15 years old, you enter into this competition of sorts, and then you get picked to be a part of this massive group. You leave home at 15. Can you take us through that point in your life? Because it's remarkable.
You sound like you're talking about Harry Potter. It was pretty exciting.
It's not different. It's not that different.
It's almost kind of the same where I was like, okay, maybe singing can be my magical powers. And at the time, music for me when I was younger, being however old you are, like being a teenager and wanting to be a rebel and trying to get into cooler things. And for me it was music, and that's when I realized music makes me feel better. I hope that I can make others feel better, and one thing led to another. Got scouted, went to Korea and started my career, and here I am in full circle doing it again back home in front of all my fans here too. So it's nice that I get to see all the fans here too as well, because we didn't get to hang out a lot, but now we can.
It's amazing. Is there any nostalgic feelings now? Because it must kind of remind you of those first couple of months leaving home, right? This is just a totally new venture in your life. Everything feels so new.
It feels exactly like that, where when I left at 15, it all happened so fast as well. I mean, I had a good year, and I had this year of really going to school, going to the studio, and choosing and picking real specific things that I want to kind of lay out for this new musical journey. And but coming back and driving past Madison Square Garden, Times Square, it is very nostalgic in the sense. But it's strange. It's like a magical, strange feeling.
Magical is probably a good word. Looking back on that time, you had such a unique high school years, college years. Is there anything you look back, just like a normal thing that maybe we did as teenagers that you missed out on, that you wish you could have done?
Definitely the college experience. But I mean, I had a pretty fun time on tour during those years. And like I mentioned before the show started, I'm still one of my friends that I've kept in touch with since we were 9. She's getting married, and I went on her bachelorette party right before I came here.
You're telling the story now. I was like, I'm not gonna make you tell it.
And I was seeing my friends there together, and they're like, "Yeah, you missed out in college," and that's something I missed out on. But I'm making up with it on bachelorette time, so that makes up for everything in 2 days.
Take us through sort of just the highlights, really, of. Because you have some incredible statistics and accomplishments and achievements with Girls' Generation. And again, I think of the casual viewer right now that's just learning about you, but really put the success that you had with that group into context.
Girls' Generation started in 2007. We were one of the few girl bands that had started out at the time, and we really wanted to make an impression. Like Girls' Generation, the name was made in the Chinese, Korean characters, Xiao Ni Shu Dai. Girls' Generation, we want to create a Girls' Generation because the opportunities and chances are created by you. And one thing went into another, and as we started to grow into ourselves as ladies, it was about being creative and really challenging ourselves with music and as a human being every year. And it lasted a good 10 years. We went from selling 1 million albums to going to Madison Square Garden, winning the YouTube Music Awards with our fans with some amazing nominees that year. And here I am in New York, just finishing from the AMAs, visiting the AMAs. And Girls' Generation has it's me. It's part of me, and it's something I will forever be proud of. And if you're into K-pop or if you're into girl bands, I hope you look into it, because those are some of the years that I cherish and treasure, and I will for the rest of my life.
Oh, I can't imagine. Yeah, for sure. You speak of the YouTube Music Awards, or the YouTube Awards, I should say, and I get to talk to a lot of K-pop fans here in America. And YouTube, to me, is this unsung hero or underappreciated hero in the story of the explosion of K-pop over, the past 10 years or so.
I agree.
Right, and so so many fans, they learn about these groups through the suggested thread of videos on YouTube or what have you. But you're uniquely positioned to tell that story because Girls' Generation somewhat started before the explosion of YouTube, and then you were there for it.
Yes.
So how big was YouTube for you as a group?
I mean, I said it at the award. YouTube is my best friend. Like I am on YouTube all the time. It doesn't matter what I'm watching, from like performances to tutorials to like translations, because I need translations sometimes. And I didn't say it because it might make us sound old, but yes, we started when YouTube and we were still on modems.
Yeah.
And internet wasn't as amazing right now. But YouTube did really reach fans in all corners of the world, and that you got it on real time. Where I remember I had to wait for a K-pop CD here in LA months after, or I went to Korea and I was waiting for the Mariah Carey Emancipation of Mimi album for like weeks. I was like, when is it coming? When is it coming? But the fact that it was on real time, we got to share it all together at once. We were counting down all together. It really did bring the fans and just everybody into being one. And I'm so thankful that we were kind of early on into the game, and we're still here. And it's amazing to be able to share music on that real time. Yeah.
In the genre, the industry of K-pop has changed so much since you guys first began, and you know it so well. And you've also been honest and transparent with your fans in this recent press round about maybe some changes you'd like to see happen within the industry. And I'm just curious, what specifically, now looking back, would you like to see changed or altered or improved upon?
I mean, it's slow, but it is happening. I think when we first started, we were pressured into keeping or maintaining an image or certain concepts for an album throughout the period of the promotion, and that we couldn't be as vulnerable or real or as much as we can right now. It wasn't as about being expressive and opinionated, and it is more than ever, and it's so necessary, and I'm so glad that I can say it to other K-pop artists or artists in general, or my fans here in general, that it's not about being perfect. It is about being real and honest and enjoying the moment as it is. Like, don't try to change or fabricate or live up to something that's not you or true. And it is changing slowly, where a lot of the K-pop artists are writing and producing and getting a lot more hands-on. But the earlier years, yes, it was a little manufactured, you could say.
Well, that idea of an idol, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I look back at it, that was the truth at the time for me as a 17-year-old, 18-year-old, where I was like, no, as long as I think this is what it is, I'm going to be happy and push through it. But we're at a time where it's about expression, and that all feelings and all emotions are welcomed, and that it's totally natural, and that it's never there forever. So enjoy all the things that come.
You talk about feelings and emotions there. Let's get into Teach You. Have you guys heard Teach You? You've been enjoying Teach You, yeah? Yeah. There you go. These are very respectful fans here today. Usually it's like,
you weren't sleeping, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, never. But this is something that is just chock full of feelings and emotions. And I've heard you say on these red carpet interviews, it's sort of inspired by getting burned in the past and maybe some bad relationships. Would you like to open up about that?
Yeah. I mean, who hasn't? This song ultimately is about being burned and telling that person or the world that you'll never be burned again and that you'll never be hurt again. Ultimately, it is about being hurt and sad, but also knowing that you have creative outlets to express it out on. And I think it's the first time I ever got to say I react badly to heartbreak, or I've been hurt, or I have emotions. And I'm glad some of my fans were like kind of going through the lyrics and are like, isn't the song sad now? Like she's basically saying she's been through things, and it's nice that I'm at this place where it's like I get to share that, and it's everybody's opened and like taking me with open arms, where it's not like, oh my God, gossip. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's nice.
It makes me think though, dating and relationships, it must be so difficult as someone with your career. No?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's the topic. Yeah. Well, I mean, especially when we started, we were the first of anybody, both in the boy or girl band category, to go full on public with relationships willingly and unwillingly. Because, I mean, that's when the paparazzi and photographs started happening. And, like, no matter how responsible and, like, personal we wanted to stay, it was inevitable. But you know what? That was a change that happened slowly. It was not welcoming at the time. But then I thought about it. I was like, I'm 23. Like, it's good. Come on. Would I not have a boyfriend at 23? I know. I was saying that recently, and everyone's just like, yeah. I was like, it's weird that I wouldn't have a boyfriend. And my friends that I was at the bachelorette party with, it's like, but you don't right now. I was like, I will get there. I'm working. Now that I can talk openly about it. It happened with us, and I think more and more people are welcoming that. Artists are human beings as well, and as no matter how young they start, we are all human. We all have feelings, and there's nothing wrong with being in love. Love is love.
Yeah, exactly. Well said. I want your three. We can do 3 steps. Yeah, let's do 3 steps to getting over someone. Because I listened to this, I said this is such a great anthem for you just got broken up with. You're in Splitsville and you're moving on. Mm-hmm. What is Tiffany's like go-to 1, 2, 3 step process for getting over somebody once you've been burned?
1.
Yeah, so let's start with 1.
Be real.
Okay.
Alcohol.
I thought 1 was be real. I was like, yeah, be real. Why did that get the loudest applause of the show?
Because everyone's just like, okay, she's being real. Yeah. Alcohol, for sure.
Okay.
Clear or dark.
I messed up with the gummy bears. I should have brought some shots or something.
Because I was going to say ice cream, but that's a given. That's the nice, like answer I'd say. And and I'm on this really proper press run in Korea or something. But yes, alcohol. I'll say that in Asia now too when I'm on a press run. Alcohol, clear or dark or bubbly. And binge watching sad, romantic, dramatic movies. I don't know, Notebook being one of them.
Yeah.
And the last one being with my girlfriends. I mean, that's what this music video is about. You have your girlfriend spill the tea, you get over it, and you become bad through that, I mean, you feel like you got it out of your system and you move on. And I think that's...
You buy some gasoline at the local gas station.
I know. This music video got dark real quick. My music video director was like, I don't want to take it too far.
Yeah.
Okay.
This video gave me... I wanted to call up every ex and be like, that thing I said 5 years ago, I was kidding.
Don't come back with me to me. And so a good night out to dance and drink, ice cream and movies, and then your girlfriends would definitely be my...
AKA Montreal.
Remedy. I know. Montreal was a trip. I went to Montreal for the first time, and it was for a bachelorette party, so... I'm living life. Living my best life.
Well, Tiffany, I don't know if you heard this, but you have fans around the world. Did you know that? A lot of people like your music.
Do I? I thought it was just in New York.
And I took some of their questions off Twitter and such, and I thought I'd ask you some right here. Kind of rapid fire. Don't think too much about these.
Rapid fires are always the most nervous.
Are they? No, these are pretty... There's no real hard ones here.
Okay.
All right. Well, actually, this is a hard one to kick off. Are you going to release a new song before the year ends?
I wasn't, but I'm thinking about it.
Ooh.
Yes.
What song are you thinking about putting out?
I love holidays, so that's the, I just said it. I'm thinking about the holidays. I mean, I love Christmas songs and winter themed things and everything. And my fans love like the Christmas albums that I had out too. So why not?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not for sure. I know everybody's giving my team over there is just like, we didn't say anything yet, but I mean, I hope to. And I'm just saying this now so that you guys know that I'm constantly wanting to release more things for you. So hopefully, keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah. That came from Mitch, by the way, on Twitter.
Okay, thank
Jade's Touch on Twitter. Can you tell us about the best moments from your recent fan meetings? Something you'll never forget from a recent fan meeting.
I think being on stage after a year and a half, and having new music out and seeing that for the first time, that's always very, very memorable for me in each city, just to kind of see and hear what everybody likes about the song, because it's different. And yeah, seeing the new music for the first time for my fans would definitely be the most special part for me.
Awesome. All right, a couple other quick hitters before we turn it over to our in-studio audience. Have you read any books lately that you really love?
The last book I read was actually Crazy Rich Asians. It was so good. I love it. I want to go to the next books, but I also want to wait for the film. But Crazy Rich Asians was a wonderful movie and a book, and lots of like acting books, like the Sanford Meisner Technique, Intent of Living, and yeah, lots of acting books actually. Yeah.
And the final one here, Halloween is coming up. Are you into horror movies / what are you going to be this year for Halloween?
I'm not into horror movies, but
I'm not either. Like, why would I pay to get scared like that? That's my biggest thing. Is like I'm gonna pay $17 to go to the movies.
But there was this one time I was eating in the living room while I was still living with my bandmates, and they were watching The Conjuring. Not something to watch while you're eating. Oh my God.
Take note.
And I was sitting here and they were watching it. They're like, is it okay that we're watching? What am I going to say? No, turn it off, right? And I was watched, and you can't help but look. Yeah. So yeah, I realized I'm really not into scary movies, although it was very, very well written, and I enjoyed that one. But yes, I am dressing up. I can't pick which one, so maybe I'll have a handful, because why not?
You know any that are in the mix right now?
Edna from The Incredibles, because of my hair. That's something everybody wants to see me. My fans want to see me in. I mean, it can be cool. I just said I hate horror movies, and I'm like, it can be cool. But yeah, I want to try different things. I loved the Black Panther. I don't know how I'm gonna pull these off. I'm just like,
these are just ideas. We're brainstorming right now.
When you like something, you'll end up like making something out of it. So I'm just like pulling out categories and movies that I liked.
Before I turn it over to the fans, you spoke briefly before about going through Times Square, seeing your billboard for the H&M activation.
No.
We have fans here that were at the LA activation, which is incredible.
Yes.
But if I have this correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you are the first ever Asian American ambassador for the brand. So please, round of applause for that, guys.
That's amazing.
Historic, trailblazing.
Trailblazing.
I mean, truly, though. I mean, I know there's a great quote that I don't have here right now, but just talking about how important representation is for you. And of course, we all know how important that is. But in your own words, why is that so powerful?
Representation is so important because stories and storytelling in any shape or form are what changes our views and how we live, how we see others, how we see ourselves, and how we see the world. And media is definitely plays a big role and influence into how we think the world is, or our role in society, and all of the above. But representing on visual media or on a billboard or anything or any way you can is so important for me, and growing up to see a K-pop artist or an American artist or anybody that you can relate to and inspire you. I think that's such a privilege that I hold dearly to myself, and that it'll open up more opportunities, not just for me, but for everybody around the world. And it'll inspire fans to do anything they want, from being a musician to a writer or to a director. Or I think it's it's so important to me because me just watching a film with an amazing all Asian cast inspires me to want to create more opportunities. And I'm just happy that I can be a part of this amazing time right now.
Yeah. Well, say congratulations again. It's just massive.
Thank you.
All right, we got time for a couple of questions. Let's get to the first one. It'll come from right over here.
Hi.
Hi. Hey, Tiffany. I'm
Hi.
Jerry.
Jerry.
Welcome back to New York.
Thank you.
I guess my question is, and you probably get this a lot, but how have the experiences or successes of previous Asian pop music artists, specifically women, like for example, BoA, how have their experiences shaped your perception or perspective on entering the American music market? I mean, industry and stuff.
Yeah. She has been such an important role model in my life, especially because I connected to her in the sense of her starting out in Korea and then taking over Asia and then coming back to Korea and then also pursuing the American industry and just really trying everything she possibly can dream of and being amazing at it. That definitely inspired me to go through that same roadmap. And I remember when I was leaving, I was telling her goodbye. I was like, I'm going back home. And she's just like, are you copying me on that one too? And I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to thank you for setting such an example. And hopefully more female artists will look to other female artists. And you can't forget the Wonder Girls. The Wonder Girls and our group, Girls' Generation, started out together. I remember watching their every single promotion. I still love all of them. And they influenced me, and I hope what I'm doing inspires so many other female artists. And I'm just happy to be here. And you're right, I'm just starting out, so hopefully I will be a good example to other female artists.
Good question. You want a gummy bear?
You want a gummy bear?
Yeah.
You can take like 5.
All right.
It's a big bag. If it was
I heard the red
smaller
ones are
one-
the best. All right, thank you very much. That's a great question. Hey, you know what that made me think of? I wanted to ask you about just really quick. Is there anything that you think American pop music, whether it be an industry or sonically, can learn from Korean pop music?
I think, I'm like right in between the middle of both of them, and it's like I got a good year and a half of kind of experiencing what it is in the studio here. I think it's the other way around where actually no, they can learn from each other. We can speed things up in the US, and in Korea they can take their time. I feel like in the US I'm just like, I want to put music out. And then in Korea it's just like, you need music out. I'm like, I'm not ready. So I think if there's like a middle of like the pacing of what the US pop market could be like and the Korean, everybody's nodding here. But yeah, I think that's something that both sides can learn from. I'm learning.
All right, we have time for a few more. Let's get to our second question. It'll come from right up here.
Hi, Tiffany. I'm Eric.
Hi, Eric.
So my question for you is like, I know you just started your thing with H&M right now, and
Yeah.
I know you have some of your own clothing too.
Cute.
Yes.
You got it.
So I was wondering if you were gonna do more, like design-wise.
I'm actually working on a few things for the Teach You pieces, and there are a lot of other opportunities coming on the way in terms of fashion. You know how much I love fashion. I'm so glad. I love that you're wearing that sweater. I mean, it says woman, 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 woman on his back.
Can we get a shot? Do we have shots of that? So you made that. That's your line.
Yeah, that was made for my fans when I first released Over My Skin, and
Here, show this
because
camera
said
right
that
here.
I'm so encouraged to have more pieces out.
If you want, I didn't mean like bargain.
Yeah, I definitely. Do you have anything you want specifically, color palette wise? Be real specific. I'm like, be real.
I mean, the black and red's good.
You like it?
Yeah, but when I first bought this sweatshirt, my friends asked me, they like the front, and then they're like, why does this say woman, woman?
Woman.
I'm like, it's Tiffany, that's
Okay.
why.
That's where you say, if you know, you know, and if you
Exactly.
don't,
There you go.
But yes, thank you.
Thank you.
And I will make it so it makes a lot more sense to other people. I know I try to be cool where it's like all of us understand, only we understand, but okay.
Yeah, I know. I was considering
No,
either
take-
this one or the other one. I like this one more.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Tough
will
decisions.
draw more smiley faces.
You want gummy bear? Yeah. There you go. Nice. Cool. All right, we have time for one final question.
Oh, I'm like
On the show today?
encouraged for fashion.
Yes,
There we go.
thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for being you.
Oh.
I just
you.
from your position in the industry, like, what's the biggest effect of this convergence of K-pop and globalization?
You guys have some great questions. I think it's nice to see that music is music, love is love. We are all human beings. It doesn't matter what language you're speaking, and that it brings us together all over the world as one, whether that is like on different time zones or in a specific venue. It's kind of amazing where I had to think that it was all separate, but now that I'm here and I'm still here with fans that I remember from years back, and it's I think it's special that it truly does bring us all together, and no matter what the time or age or whenever it is, that music is music, and that it inspires me to make more timeless things, and inspires me to become more of a timeless artist, so that I can come back whenever you need me, or be there for you whenever you need me in any category. So the globalization, I think, is inspiring for me to have a stronger voice. Thank you.
Thank you.
No,
Please keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I take the bag?
Oh, you want the bag?
Yes, please.
We can have more. No, that was a great question. I'm going to think more about it. But
It's going to be on eBay in an hour.
Tiffany opened them
Yeah, exactly. Tiffany Young opened these. Just screenshot of that.
after this intense, serious question.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. It's balance, all about balance. All right, well, Tiffany, we're unfortunately out of time, as I was saying, but thank you so much for coming out. Again, Teach You is out and available everywhere, off to a great start. And I think if everybody puts a holiday single on their wish list, I think we might be, we can usher that
Yeah.
into existence there.
Yeah, if you do, then it's gonna pressure everybody. Not me. I will be ready. I will tell my team that I want this too. I won't be sad or tired or cranky, I promise. And yeah, we will have more music out for you. And the EP is set for early next year. So
Very excited about that as well.
excited for that too.
Tiffany Young, everybody.
Thank you so much for having me.